Have you found yourself in the sales process either being too nurturing and backing off and being a bit wimpy, or on the opposite end of the spectrum, being a little too direct, a little too in their face, a little too aggressive? In today's video, I want you to have a little bit better way to look at balancing these so that you have a bit more of a strategy so you feel a little more confident in being in the right sweet spot to be effective in selling. Here's what happens is that on the too nurturing side is people, they back off. They don't ask enough questions. They ask a couple questions, but they don't probe and figure out what's really going on. Because we know in the buyer-seller dance that prospects don't always tell us everything up front, and we have to ask more questions. But if we're too nurturing, we'll back off, and we won't ask those tough questions, those authentic questions to get to the real issue. On the opposite end of the spectrum, some people are too firm. They're too direct, they're too in their face, they're too stereotypical salespeople, high pressure, and that can turn people off too and get them to shut down. So think of these as potential solutions. One is plant your feet, stand your ground, and don't wimp, but don't do it too aggressively. It's on this spectrum. If you're going to be somewhere, I'd like you to be somewhere in here. And kind of a little bit more on the direct and firm side, not too nurturing. So a little bit right of the center here. But you're going to find your own style. Part of it has to fit for you. What I don't want you to do is be on either end of the spectrum. Okay? You want to be somewhere in this middle part so you can be effective. So asking questions with softening statements, being nurturing, but following questions up, using the rule of 3+, asking at least 3 questions to get to the real issue, treating everything as an iceberg where the first thing you hear is never the real issue, that we have to drill below the surface to figure out what's really going on. And having just direct, authentic conversations with people on an adult to adult, like equal business stature level, so that we can have an authentic conversation to get to an authentic discovery process to ultimately get to a trusted advisor relationship, as opposed to being the vendor, to being the wimp, or being the stereotypical salesperson that's so in their face we can't get back in there. So where are you at on the spectrum, and what kinds of changes do you need to make to find your own sweet spot in being nurturingly firm?